So this shift starts off at the LASD Lakewood station. As you can see here, they're having a morning briefing with the, I believe it's the 8 a.m. shift. So there's still other deputies out on the street. They don't just have everybody all sitting in here. But basically they discuss the bolo since these guys don't know. And in a conclusion, by the end of the briefing, they say, hey, we have the media crew that's going to be following around our man, Deputy E. They give them all a round of applause. And of course, the press man gives us a good old-fashioned wave over here. There's two cameramen. There's one of them. The other one is actually us. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be our eyes and ears are through that camera that you see right in front of us. Of course, the shift commander says, have a safe shift. And then everybody rolls on out and heads out for their first shift. So let's begin our first call of the day. And as Deputy E and another deputy are enjoying their morning coffee right next to the gas station, they get a call of a shoplifting that just occurred. And basically they're getting all the directions. It's at Liberty Apparel. And then basically they got to roll over there. It's not an emergent call. It happened like about 10-ish minutes ago. So the guy is already long gone. And so they're like, we got a call. Yep, let's head on over there. It's literally right across the way. Boom, they exit out the gas station. They make a right turn right there. And look at that, bada bing, bada boom. They're there. No code 3 needed, no lights needed. They don't want to draw attention to this shop because you already know it's going to look bad if they're constantly being robbed. But here they go. They're going inside to go talk to the shop owner so they can get all the information they need about that shoplifting that just occurred. Maybe they'll find the guy, maybe not. Maybe they're just going to pass it on over to the detectives. You never know, because this shop is also constant. Well, not constantly, but it's a decent amount of stealing happening at this shop. They see a homeless guy is trying to steal shirts from here. They get a bunch of information. And after they get all that, all the description, they say, I believe I know who it was. He lives around the corner behind the store. Deputy E, he knows this area. He knows this community and he knows who the shoplifters are. They say, sir, we'll be back. And they ask if he wants to press charges. And they say no. He doesn't want to press charges, but he does want the clothes back. I guess basically just gonna wash it, dry it, and put it right on back on the rack after the shoplifter has it. But literally, there they go. They're literally walking right there out the store. You can see it yourself. They're not even going very far to the guy that they believe is the suspected shoplifter because they already know who it is. Right down the street. The guy didn't go very far. He literally lives right around this corner right here. Look at that. Making that street. Crossing over another street. Gonna go right behind that Rick and John's right there. Go right behind the restaurant. And here they go. Passing her over the bench. That's also another place where the guy constantly might be at. And here he goes. His main hideout. His main dungeon. Who was the shoplifter? It was this homeless guy right here. So they're going to come talk to him and basically say, hey, you got to give the clothes back. If not, then you got to get arrested. But either way, they're getting that clothes back. And after 5 minutes of going back and forth with the homeless man who is on some not so legal substances, talking about Jupiter and all this other stuff, they say, here you go. Here's the clothes back. The homeless man gives it back. And in return, the sheriff's deputies walk on back to the Liberty Apparel and give the good old-fashioned store clerk, I don't know if it's the clerk, the owner, the whoever, he gives them the clothes back. They say, here you go, here's your clothes. We got him back. He says, good. And there you have it. Our first call of the day completed. Our second call of the day here was a hit and run. And as you can see, once again, another non-emergent call because the guy was already gone. He didn't even get his license plate. He wasn't injured, so it's not a code 3 incident because these happen all the time, more often than you actually think. But here he goes, getting some good old-fashioned information. Do you know who hit it? It was a white Civic. And after about 10-ish minutes of investigation, the tow truck arrives on scene here because he called it in, of course. Right after he called in the 911 call, he called in his tow truck to get his car towed. And now, basically, it's up to just getting that hit and run report written. And luckily for him, there is a TOM unit, which is a traffic unit that literally specializes in car accidents. But because we had the media crew with us, they let Deputy E tag along with him so you can see what a hit and run was like. Our next call was a code 3 call. It was an unconscious person after a possible heart attack, so they had to get over there quickly so they could start doing CPR on the man. And here they go, Deputy E arriving on scene, of course, right there, and the other deputy on the other side of the road here. They're going to go talk to the man to see where exactly he is, how is he doing, what's his condition, and then they're also going to go inside. They said they got a call of an unconscious man, and he says, yep, he's right on the couch, and they say they have EMS en route. May we go in? Of course, they're gonna go in there and provide some life-saving treatment, some nice good old-fashioned CPR on the victim until the paramedics arrive. And here come the paramedics right now. You can see right there that we have EMS about to arrive on scene. Right there's the ambulance and there's the engine right behind them, literally seconds away. Probably about 1 minute response time difference, but that 1 minute could be the difference between life and death. That's why they dispatch basically all emergency services to an unconscious person that needs CPR. But as you can see there, they're doing heart attack stuff inside. They're doing CPR. And of course, the medics arrive on scene and are now going to be taking out the patient after they stabilize him and have him good to go. But there you have it. Deputy E's third call of the day. A much more emergent call, a much more of an emergency on this one. He had to get here quickly. Hopefully this old man will recover and he'll be good to go. And here's Deputy E's fourth call, another emergency call. It's going to be a burglary call where he was responding code 3 to. But as you can see, they already got a bunch of units on scene here, have the whole place surrounded. As you can see further down the street, they have that left door surrounded. Also, there's another door, the main entrance, they have that door covered. But they were waiting on Deputy E because he actually had a shield and he was one of the only people on shift, or I should rephrase, he was the closest person on shift to have a shield. But as you can see, just because you're the closest on shift to have one equipment doesn't mean you're the closest unit to arrive on scene. As they literally have, everybody else was just waiting on him, and now they're just waiting on the sergeant's move-in order as he's about to give it in. Also, I don't know if you can hear this, but they also have an air unit overhead, Skynight, and boom, there goes the sergeant's move-in order. But Skynight is a dedicated helicopter to the city of Lakewood. They get their own helicopter for their calls, so that's going to be circling overhead the entire time. If he runs out while they're moving in, boom, the helicopter is going to see them and basically call out, he's here, and then boom, look at that. They got units still stationed outside to make sure that they have the entire perimeter secured. It's entirely contained as they stack up here to enter into the main area, into the main shooting area, the main studios, I guess you can call it. Yeah, main studio, main shooting studio. But here you go, they're inside here, they're clearing out now. They got the shield man, of course, Big E up front, clearing out. He has on that light too, so even if the guy is trying to look at them, maybe ambush them, throw something at them, that light is shining into their eye by our man E. But there you go, keeping the whole place secured, having the whole place cleared. They're holding that door right there as they find the suspect in the corner right over there. He's hiding behind the desk, and now they're stacking up ready to go. They have a beanbag, they have the long gun, they have a pistol, they have everything. They have a taser, and there he goes, shining the light right at the suspect, my man. Let me see those hands up. Again, another dude breaking in who thinks he can break in and get away with it. But let me see those hands. He was trying to hide there, but guess what? There is no hiding from the LASD. He's walking backwards here. He's kind of walking into a camera, but that's fine. They want him to move over a little bit. There you go, and then comes in the cuffs. And bada bing, bada boom, easy breezy cuffs. Another call. This is his fourth call of the day, all right? Not every call is big and flashy as this, as you saw based on the previous calls. Most of them are just taking reports, talking to a shoplifter, catching shoplifter, easy breezy stuff like that. But when they have to move, when they have to roll big calls like this, they have the manpower to have calls like this, and they are ready to go. Look at that. I don't know if you saw that, but on our left, they got one guy. Look at that. Boom. Down below, they got this guy covering the door. Got another guy covering the door. Got a guy over there covering the far-reaching door. Has his, has a vest on. That guy right there, he was covering every single exit. Was covered. They do not play around here at LASD. These big agencies, you cannot steal from them. You cannot steal in them. And he said it's code 4. And there goes the Sarge saying code 4 too. And after that burglary happened, nothing really exciting really happened. E just had to finish up the rest of his calls he had on his docket. This got stolen a couple hours ago from here, this internet issue there, so on and so forth. But as you can see, E's sergeant is walking up on scene here because the last sergeant is gone, and this is their new watch sergeant. He says, "Hey Sarge, what's going on? Are you guys all caught up on calls?" Of course, our man E, he is prestigious. He says, "Yes, I believe I'm all good on calls," but the other deputy says he has one call left, a noise complaint, and just asks, do you guys want to tag along? So they're like, sure, let's head on down there. Safety in numbers, even to the most regular call, can turn bad, can turn horrible. So it's always better to be safe. It's always better to go in numbers, especially when you got nothing else better to do. Might as well tag along with your fellow deputy, making sure that they're safe on all their calls. So there go the three of them heading on over to that noise complaint call. Gonna go through here, go through this parking lot after that alleyway, and then they'll be on their way almost at that noise complaint. There goes the first one. Here goes our man E. And then of course here goes the sergeant that's gonna tag along with them to that noise complaint call. All right, and here they go arriving at that noise complaint call. As you can hear already, the music is literally blasting. They can hear it from already outside of the house, and it's basically the next door neighbors. Not even the next door, the across the street neighbors. It literally traveled all the way across the street, and these guys are hearing it and complaining about it. They're like, hey officers, he called. They've been blasting music since literally this morning, and it's almost it is the afternoon. It's almost the evening, almost nighttime. And the sheriff's deputies basically say, okay, we'll go talk to him. Our man E taking initiative. They're like, hey, we got a noise complaint to you guys. You know, your neighbors were very, 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 trying. They were very empathetic to your party. But at the end of the day, it's been almost 10 hours of that noise going through their ears. They're like, turn it down. He's like, all right, any questions? No questions. And they're good to go. And there you have it. There is a shift with our man Deputy E here at the Lakewood station.